On account of the intensity of her practice of the yoga of wisdom, Lila had acquired full knowledge of the past, present and future. She recollected the past and said to Sarasvati, "O divinity, some time ago I was an aged woman and I lived here. I was devoted to righteousness in every way, but I had never practiced inquiry into the nature of the self." That's asking the question, who am I? What is this world? "My husband was also a good, righteous and learned man, but his inner intelligence had also not been awakened. We were exemplars in conduct, and by such conduct we taught others how they should live." After saying this, Lila showed to Sarasvati her previous dwelling and continued, "See, this is my favourite calf. On account of my separation it does not even eat grass, and has been constantly weeping for the past 8 days. So this is, she's back then at the dilapidated shrine of the holy man Vasistha, and she was his wife Arundhati at the time. "In this place my husband ruled the world. Because of his strong willpower, and since he was determined to be a great king soon, he had indeed become an emperor within the short span of 8 days, though it looked like a long, long time. Just as air moves about unseen in space, even so in the space of this house my husband lives unseen. Here, in the space of the size of a thumb, we imagined the kingdom of my husband to be 1,000,000 square miles." So she's really talking about her life as King Padma, as the wife of King Padma, which was only a thought of the holy man Vasistha. "O divinity, surely both my husband and I are of pure consciousness, yet on account of the mysterious, illusory power of Maya, my husband's kingdom appears to encompass hundreds of mountains. This is truly marvellous. I wish to enter into the capital city where my husband rules. Come, let us go there, for what is impossible of achievement to the industrious?" And Vasistha continued, "Along with Sarasvati, the Queen Lila rose into the sky. They went beyond the region of the pole star, beyond the realms of the sages of perfection, even beyond the realm of the gods, of Brahma the Creator, Goloka, and the realms of Shiva, and of the Manes, and of the liberated ones." Manes is a Latin word, which I think refers to personal or deities or household gods. So obviously the translator thinks that's an appropriate term for something in the Sanskrit. "From there Lila saw that even the sun and the moon were far below and were barely visible. Sarasvati said to Lila, 'Dear one, you have to go beyond this even to the very top of the head of creation. All that you have seen is just a few particles that have emanated from there.' Soon they had reached this summit, for their will became adamantine, whose consciousness is pure and unveiled. There Lila saw that this creation was enveloped by layers of water, fire, air and space, and beyond that was pure consciousness. This supreme infinite consciousness is pure, peaceful, free from illusions, established in its own glory. In that Lila saw countless creations floating like dust particles in light. The self-projections of the jivas dwelling in those universes gave them their forms and nature. Because of the essential nature of this infinite consciousness, all these keep arising and again arising, and by their own thought force return to a state of tranquility. All this is like the spontaneous play of a child." So it's as if Lila seeing all the individual souls, the individual seeds of lives of universes floating like dust. But we must also bear in mind that this is her own consciousness. And then Rama asked, what do people mean by above, below, and so on, when only the infinite is truth? Doesn't actually seem to be the most obvious question to ask. But obviously he's trying to get a handle on space here. Vasistha replied, O Ram, just as when little ants crawl all over a round rock, what is under their feet is always below, and what is behind their back is always above. Even so, people talk of these directions. In other words, everything is relative. Of those countless universes, O Ram, in some there are only plants, some have Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and others as the presiding deities, and some have none at all. In some there are only animals and birds, in some there is only an ocean, some are solid rocks, some are inhabited only by worms, some are pervaded by dense darkness, in some gods dwell, some are forever illumined, some seem to be heading towards dissolution, some seem to be falling in space towards destruction. Since consciousness exists everywhere forever, creation of these universes and their dissolution also goes on everywhere forever. All these are held together by a mysterious omnipresent power. Ram, everything exists in the one infinite consciousness. Everything arises from it. It alone is everything.